In this video, I'll be showing you how to replace front wheel bearing and hub assemblies on the Toyota Corolla. These are located behind the front wheels. Let's get started. With the vehicle raised and supported, we're going to locate our hubcap and wheel. Remove the hubcap by just pulling it off and set it aside. We're going to locate 5 21mm lug nuts. Remove these as well. Now set the wheel aside. We're going to move on to the back side of the caliper and knuckle and locate our two 17mm caliper bracket bolts. We're going to remove these now, break them free. Now fully remove them. Keep a hand on the bracket while you remove the last bolt. I'm going to take a caliper holder, wrap it around the slider pin, remove it from the rotor, and hook it onto the strut spring. Let's remove our rotor from our hub. We're going to slide it off. If it's stuck on, you could also hit it with a rubber mallet. Set it aside. On the portion of the knuckle pointing towards the rear of the vehicle, we're going to locate our ABS wheel speed sensor and its 10mm bolt. We're going to remove it, break the bolt free, set the bolt aside, work the sensor side to side as well, and remove it from the knuckle. Set it aside as well. Moving back to the hub, we are going to locate our axle nut and axle shaft. We have a crimp style axle nut, which is indented into the shaft. I'll be taking a flat blade screwdriver. You could also use a special chisel to undo the crimp. So put it in place on the cutout on the axle shaft and hammer it in. Now you can see the crimp is undone. We're going to remove our axle nut using a 12.30mm socket. And set it aside. I'll be taking a punch and hammer and striking this inner indent of the axle shaft in to ensure I have movement. As you can see, our shaft moves freely inside our wheel hub. We're going to move on to the back side of the knuckle and locate our 3 wheel bearing and hub mounting bolts, 1 on top and 2 on the bottom. Break this free using a 19mm. Use an extension for the top one. And now fully remove them. Set these aside. With those bolts removed, now we can remove the wheel hub and bearing assembly from the knuckle. I'll be using a hammer to strike on this top portion right here. Once you start seeing it separate, hit the axle shaft once more and keep striking it out. Separate the backing plate from the hub. Push it out from the axle and remove your backing plate. And there it is. We're going to clean the mating surfaces of the inner part of the knuckle and the axle shaft. So take a wire brush and brush any corrosion off. And on the axle splines as well. You could also use some fine grit sandpaper if it's heavily corroded. Put a collection receptacle under the knuckle and clean the area using some brake cleaner and a rag. We're also going to clean the face of the knuckle. We're going to repeat the same steps. We're going to lubricate the splines of the axle shaft. Take some lubricant and run it through the splines. And also the inner part of the knuckle. Now to install our bearing and hub assembly. Grab your backing plate and feed it over. Align the bolt holes and make sure it sits fully flush. With that installed, we're going to put it on the knuckle, center it on the drive shaft, and push in. While aligning our backing plate, I'm going to hand thread on our bolts. We're going to snug these down starting at the top bolt. And now the bottom bolts. We are going to torque these down to 96 foot-pounds. We're going to move back outside of the knuckle and hand thread on our axle nut. Snug it down. We're going to reinstall our rotor, just slide it over the studs. Make sure it's flush. I like to install a lug nut so the rotor stays. We're going to reinstall our ABS wheel speed sensor into the knuckle. Just line it up and push in. Hand thread on your bolt. And torque this down to 75 inch-pounds. Remove the caliper and its bracket from the strut. Remove your holder and set it aside. And slide it over the rotor. We're going to move back and hand thread on our bolts. Snug these down. We are going to torque these down to 79 foot-pounds. Remove the lug nut from the stud. I'm going to place a pry bar in between the wheel studs to stop our assembly from spinning while we torque our nut down. We're going to torque this down to 159 foot-pounds. We're going to reinstall our wheel, put it into place. And hand thread on your 5 lug nuts. Snug these down in an alternating pattern. With our vehicle on the ground, we're going to torque these down to 76 foot-pounds in an alternating pattern. Now we're going to reinstall our hubcap. Line up the valve stem with the cutout on the hubcap. Once it's lined up, push down.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.